what most people don't realize about artificial intelligence is that the actual artificial intelligence model isn't that scarce, right? ChatGPT costs a few dollars a month. You can search on Google and get an AI assistant. You can use Grok on Twitter very inexpensively. Hundreds of these models are being built, right? Many of them are adequate. Many of them will write a paper for you. They're not expensive to use. There is massive competition in this space to create an AI model. The ex-head of Google, one of the most influential investors on the planet, Eric Schmidt, said that what's happening is companies are investing $1 trillion of CapEx into AI models, and they're only making a few billion dollars. So they're not economical currently. So the big money isn't necessarily going to be made in owning the AI model. We don't have to chase these massive multi-trillion-dollar tech companies. What we should be chasing are the early stage undiscovered assets that are going to benefit from the massive AI boom, and that could also 100x or provide major life-changing returns, right? Microsoft is great, but we're going to talk about some assets that have life-changing potential and that are going to massively benefit from artificial intelligence. So let's dive into the first asset class from the CEO of Anthropic, which is a multi-billion-dollar company creating one of these models. My basic prediction is that AI-enabled biology and medicine will allow us to compress the progress that human biologists would have achieved over the next 50 to 100 years into 5 to 10 years. I'll refer to this as the compressed 21st century. The idea that powerful AI is developed, we will in a few years make all the progress in biology and medicine that we would have made in the whole 21st century. Again, this is from a very credible source, the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar AI company, talking about how pharmaceutical companies are going to have access to inexpensive AI models, and they're going to be able to just accelerate the discovery of medicines, right? Because it requires massive data, lots of analysis, a whole bunch of testing, a whole bunch of iterations. Artificial intelligence can catapult that. So let's take a look at the chart of an asset linked to these biotechnology stocks. To me, this is a beautiful chart. ARK Genomic Revolution ETF. So early stage biotechnology companies are about to have 100x increase in productivity, which means they're probably about to get 100x increase in profits, right? Look at where the chart is trading. Totally undiscovered. This is a massive hole in the market. These are some of the holdings of this ETF. We can dive into these assets in a different video. Twist Bioscience Corp, CareDx, Recursion Pharmaceuticals, CRISPR Therapeutics. Every single one of these has a lot going for them. CRISPR Therapeutics has like $1.5 billion on their balance sheet. They just got paid $200 million because one of their genomic therapies was approved, right? The stock didn't even budge. So the market doesn't know that these biotechnology companies are about to get 100x increase in profitability and adoption, right? And I like genomics because it's a brand new field, right? It's actually using and editing genes to solve major diseases. Again, we can cover that in a separate video if you want, but that is just one way of changing your life by investing in the AI boom. Early stage, undiscovered biotechnology assets with incredible fundamentals. And here's the second way of making life-changing returns from the AI boom in an undiscovered field, right? You can actually invest in exposures to a commodity called uranium. Let's talk about uranium. This is from Google's AI model, right? The uranium supply gap is expected to be over 40 million pounds in 2024. That means the global demand for uranium is 197 million pounds. The global production is only 155 million pounds. The production gap is 41 million pounds in 1 year. That means there's a major supply crunch and massive upward pressure for uranium. How long is this expected to take place, this massive supply gap? The uranium supply gap is expected to last for some time, with production falling short of demand through at least 2030. Many models have that going out to 2040, right? Now, what does this have to do with AI? Obviously, the supply-demand fundamentals of this scarce commodity are phenomenal, regardless of AI. But what does this have to do with AI? I talk about this on this channel all the time, but here's just one example. Amazon to invest in 3 nuclear plants as it scrambles to power AI programs. You think one of the highest valued companies on the planet is the only company or entity doing this? The entire world is scrambling and investing in nuclear power. All these nuclear power plants run on uranium, which is in a multi-year supply crunch, right? So that's one way of making life-changing returns by investing in the AI boom, right? Get exposure to the fuel that's going to power most of it. Here's one company, Paladin Energy, one of many companies we've covered on this channel. Here's the chart. In 25, it went from $1 to $75. That's a 75x move. Why would it not make the exact same move over time as the world wakes up to the fact that there is no AI without uranium, right? So that's one example. What's the third way of making life-changing returns on the AI boom in assets that are completely hated and undiscovered, right? When you talk about AI and you talk about the future, you can't ignore the revolution of blockchain. Let's look at 3 assets that could easily provide life-changing returns to early stage investors because of the AI boom, right? One of them is ICP, the internet computer. We talk about this all the time. This is a world computer. It's infinitely scalable, and AI models can run on chain. This is breakthrough technology because what it means is artificial intelligence can run on a blockchain, meaning it can be tamper-proof, unhackable, open source, and all around powerful. And the only asset on the planet that can currently provide that is the internet computer. And we talk about this all the time. Go look at other videos on my channel if you want to dive deeper into this asset. But look at the chart of the internet computer. In my mind, it looks absolutely beautiful, right? We're talking about life-changing returns. That's the chart of the internet computer. This is the chart of Cardano in 2020. And this is what Cardano did after that. It went from 2 cents to $3, right? Now, if Cardano could do that, which has nowhere near the technology of ICP, then ICP definitely can do the exact same move, right? Cardano is a layer 1 blockchain. ICP is a world computer, so infinitely scalable compute on the blockchain, right? A revolution. And obviously it's being used. We're at like 2 million Ethereum equivalent transactions per second, right? So the world computer is just getting started. That's almost a 10x in usage over the last year. The internet computer demonstrates first blockchain AI smart contract, right? The first. This is an all-time first. No other crypto asset on the planet can have an AI smart contract run on a blockchain. And if you want to know whether the world is noticing this technology, well, the United Nations and ICP launched digital credentials pilot in Cambodia. Right? So the United Nations is actually building on ICP, the world computer. So that is one asset, right? I dive deep into that asset all the time. Here's another crypto asset, Bittensor. Bittensor is not a competitor to ICP because it's not trying to be an infinitely scalable world computer blockchain, right? What it's trying to do is incentivize intelligence. So it has 21 total tokens. Bitcoin is 21 total tokens. The way you earn Bitcoin is by mining, right? You solve a really complicated problem and a Bitcoin pops out. The problem is that problem that's being solved doesn't actually help the world. Yes, the miner burned electricity to get the Bitcoin, and it's a powerful network and it's supporting the Bitcoin network, but the computing power didn't actually create intelligence, right? That's going to benefit mankind. That's what Bittensor is. Each asset is fixed supply, but one asset incentivizes machine learning and artificial intelligence. Right? Now, I wasn't convinced on Bittensor at all until I realized that it's solving real problems. Real research is taking place. Some of the smartest people on the planet are competing and working to solve major AI problems to earn the TAO token. And the TAO token seems to do nothing but go up. So the demand for TAO is going to increase. Therefore, the AI that it creates is going to increase because more and more people are going to be flocked to the ecosystem. More and more problems are going to be solved. More and more TAO is going to be staked to have the power within the ecosystem to incentivize miners to solve problems, right? So the tokenomics are phenomenal. What got me convinced on the Bittensor TAO token is the accomplishments. These accomplishments just scratch the surface. So Bittensor is made up of a whole bunch of different subnets that are all solving problems trying to earn TAO, right? Here's one, subnet 9, trained a model that surpasses Llama 2, that's Facebook's AI, using a cluster 50x smaller than Meta's, right? Imagine artificial intelligence that can compete with big tech, that's way more efficient, that's way more cost effective to create. Imagine a frontier AI model created with the TAO token. Massive. That's actually what we're talking about. Social Tensor, subnet 23, generates 22 million images a day. Horde, subnet 12, 2,800 GPUs with A100 and H100 support planned. So server farms are also part of this network to power this AI, right? So whatever is needed to create frontier AI, Bittensor will incentivize. So very difficult to ignore this when we're talking about making life-changing returns by investing in the AI wave, right? Here's the third crypto asset, Worldcoin. We're talking about the founder of OpenAI, which has ChatGPT, which is the most advanced AI model in existence, right? The company is worth over $150 billion. Well, the founder of OpenAI raises $115 million for the Worldcoin crypto project. So this is one of the most influential people on the planet. I've done deep dives into Worldcoin, and it trades almost perfectly with what Sam Altman is up to, meaning it trades almost perfectly with what OpenAI is up to. So it's a super high upside way of getting exposure to OpenAI without actually owning OpenAI shares. Now, what Worldcoin does is verify humanness, right? In the world of artificial intelligence deepfakes that just flood the internet with digital trash, we need the blockchain to provide digital scarcity and to verify a human versus an AI bot. That is what Worldcoin does. Sam Altman sees the future. His project is Worldcoin. It's a massive global network. Again, watch my other videos on Worldcoin if you want to know more about that asset, right? So the fourth way of getting exposure and making life-changing returns in AI is to invest in small modular reactors, right? Google and Kairos Power team up for small modular reactor deployments. Sam Altman's OKLO jumps on Google nuclear deal. OKLO is a small modular reactor company, right? Sam Altman also creating one of those. So what he's doing is investing in infrastructure that's going to be super important in the future. So he already has OpenAI. Now he has OKLO, which is an SMR company, and he has Worldcoin. So OKLO is just absolutely skyrocketing in price. NuScale is another small modular reactor company that's going to be needed to power artificial intelligence. Ghana in the US partnered to deploy NuScale SMR. NuScale CEO touts data center deal and heavy industry SMR interest amid a $180 million loss for 2023, right? So we're so early, the market is just starting to discover these assets, but those are four potential ways of making life-changing returns on AI, right? It's almost like investing in the picks and shovels instead of the actual AI models, because big tech owns the AI models and they're all competing with each other. Imagine owning the picks and shovels that are needed for AI to work. That's what we're talking about. SMRs, uranium, obviously biotechnology stocks are going to benefit massively, and then crypto, the value layer in the increasingly digital world.